Hello Sablechicken. This is a reply to your thank you video that you posted earlier today. A video in which you thank various YouTube atheists for their support. The sound of gratitude in your voice is awe-inspiring, to say the least. It is so clear that you are overwhelmed with thanks for the support from those who have offered Geerup advice. I shall let the viewer themselves decide on your sincerity. A link to your video is included in the sidebar. Anyway, let's get to the point. Let us first address the advice that Rosebush offered you, the advice that you dismissed. He is absolutely correct. If you do not wish to have your details passed on to the person who DMCA'd you, then you need to bring in a third party who will take partial responsibility and so partial ownership over your channel and the material displayed on that channel. In his video, Pino suggests that this could be a friend. You then show footage of someone who is offering to do this for Geerup, even though they hated just about everything that Geerup has ever said on YouTube, and you go on to pour scorn and suspicion upon this person. I believe it was both you and Geerup who asked, no, pleaded, for help from people like these. They did not impose their help upon you uninvited. It is quite telling of your personality that you should respond to them in such a way. But I digress. Yes, Sablechicken, Pino's advice is quite correct. If you and Geerup choose not to use the name of a friend, or even the offered name of an enemy, then that is yours and Geerup's choice. However, Geerup can, if he wishes, seek legal help and ask that his solicitor, I suppose that would be lawyer in your part of the world, takes part ownership of his channel and its contents, and so that he can file the counter notice on his behalf as co-owner of the work that has been claimed to be in breach of copyright. As you state, the lawyer can claim co-ownership in his own name or the name of the law practice that he is part of. All correspondence will then come back to your lawyer rather than Geerup. The rightful counter notice can be made and Geerup's personal information will not be disclosed. This will, of course, cost you money, unlike if you were to use the name of a friend or one of those offered by your so-called enemies. That is, of course, Geerup's choice. Moving on. On the matter of Geerup blocking DPRJones, well, I cannot comment on that. Geerup has so often been associated with the liberal blocking of other YouTube users and the censoring of comments both on his own channel and that of VenomFangX, that it is hard to believe you, and I suppose the only two people who would know if DPRJones is blocked or not is DPRJones and Geerup himself. As for the link in DPR's description box, I think it is you not understanding Sablechicken. As you have demonstrated in the past, YouTube's help pages are not entirely straightforward, and DPR has simply provided you and Geerup with the link to the relevant forms that, when you are ready to make a counter notice, you will need to fill in. I would have thought that it would have been a more sensible course of action to have opened up a dialogue with the likes of DPRJones, rather than make a video criticizing him and his efforts so far. I would have done. But that's just me. It's almost as though you've been caught off guard by DPRJones and Rosebush's response. It's as though you honestly expected their answer to be a flat, outright no. It wouldn't have been a surprise had it been, given Geerup's past track record. You wish it had been a flat no, don't you? But it wasn't, was it? You seem to have this inner desire to be seen as being persecuted. It's there for all to see. Even when an offer of help is made from us evil, filthy, godless atheists, you still spit and claw at it. Your lack of trust is telling. You see deception where there is none. You see duplicity where none exists. This is why the likes of DPRJones and Rozeboosje have our respect. They can put personal differences aside to help their fellow human being, regardless of faith or lack thereof. Not to make a point, not for some lauded grand gesture, no, because it's the right thing to do. Can anyone say the same about either yourself or Geerup? I will let the viewer decide. One other thing that is interesting in all of this is that when Geerup reached out for help, he reached to the atheist community in particular, to prominent atheists in that YouTube community. He has said several times in his videos how you don't see atheist channels being falsely served DMCAs, yet he begs for their help, presumably because of their experience with such matters. I wonder why that would be. Do you see that happening the other way around when atheist-related channels are being attacked? I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule, but they are far and few between, or under exceptional circumstances. Do you see atheists calling on the Christian community for help in tackling DMCA abuse when their videos are being flagged? Well, actually you do. Rozeboosje, Pino, the man you show at the beginning of your thank you video, has campaigned tirelessly for atheists and Christians to come together and unite and tackle YouTube on its apparent inaction on the matter of DMCA abuse. He has messaged Geerup many times on this issue, and to date, I don't think he's had a reply. I could be wrong. You would need to ask Pino for that answer. For Geerup, his call to arms may have come too late. It is all too easy to see that the only reason that Geerup now champions the cause of free speech against DMCA abuse is because he is now a victim of it. If he had been more vocal in the past, then maybe a few more people may have been prepared to be a little more vocal on his behalf now. Then again, maybe the response would have been exactly the same. Maybe the scorn that you've heaped upon the efforts of the people who come to Geerup's aid will encourage them to be a little less vocal on behalf of people like yourself and Geerup in the future. For that you will only have yourself to blame, and I'm sure that Geerup will thank you for it. Then again, it may just be that that's what you wanted all along.